Hi all, I'd like to talk about newest DLC to ArmA, the PMC, Private Military Contractors, or company, I don't really know. At first I was a tiny bit skeptic about this DLC because I'm not really all that interested in this aspect of Modern Warfare. I'm more interested in like professional and regular armies. However, I still bought it because I was kind of curious and I also just want to support this, to be honest. As you can see, the DLC has its own title screen once again. It's showing off the new map, some various aspects of it, showing the atmosphere. Although the music, I must say, is not really quite as awesome as that of Shipwreck. Now let's go to the editor though, because that's where I put all the stuff that I'm going to show you. If you look in the editor, the map looks really small again, about the same size of Shapur, maybe even smaller, kind of boring as well, like the desert map on the stock game. However, I think it's a better idea to just go in there and see from a first-person perspective, so we can really see what it's like. One thing I want to say about this map is that it's really quite atmospheric, and more so than Shapur in my opinion. I'll show more of the map later because now I want to focus on...
Oh, stop!
I want to focus on the new units and weapons instead. But just looking from a first-person perspective here, I really like the size of the map. Although there are some collision issues with some of the trees here, I'm unable to actually walk through branches. Maybe it's because it's a really weak guy, but I suspect it's like collision boxes that are not properly configured. Anyway, the new units, well, look the way one should suppose they look. They're like, well, civilian clothes with military extra stuff added, like cavalry vests and all that, and webbing, and of course weapons, which is a pretty important aspect of being a private military contractor, I guess. They all have this kind of added cool factor as well, you know, the whole cat thing, and the whole, well, basically I guess what sells well to the masses. I mean, here's one guy who could actually go on stage as a rock star if, you know, with the whole bleached and sanded jeans thing and his kind of rocky shirt. Anyway, yeah, I just wonder if how many mission makers will actually use these models, because I think most of them also prefer the regular army type of units. The new weapons are not exactly new. The XM8 prototype weapon that is in reality scrapped found a niche in ArmA's PMC, but could earlier be found in the original ArmA2. Actually, the patch upgraded the weapon's functionality by adding zeroing and disabling night vision goggles while scoped, but it also detracted texture quality of ArmA2 owners who already had the weapon, which seems a bit off to me. Basically, people were kind of forced to repurchase the texture if they want to have it in high res. But yeah, this one does have zeroing up to 800 meters, and maybe some other weapons have improved zeroing over that as well. Still the same sound, and you can see here the textures for it. There is no alternative scope, which I'm told is because there is no actual alternative scope on the scope itself for CQB, but I would have preferred some kind of phase between having it scoped and firing from the hip. I don't even need like a crosshair or anything, but just, you know, kind of looking over your scope would have really helped in CQB fights. I'm not really going to go into the gun sounds though, because well, I did that with the BAF, British Armed Forces, and it wasn't really a success because apparently that's how the guns really sound, and I don't want to repeat that same mistake here, to be honest. I kind of felt like a moron, but yeah, I really don't like the sounds, and that's the truth of it. So yeah, I guess it's just preference, and I do have a sound mod for BAF now, so that sounds better. One addition to the game that's really going to rock some people's boots is the AA12 shotgun, which has a pretty good sound to it, which is basically one of the few sounds of Fizz stock sounds that I really like. Has real raw power to it, which is good. And you can see that it has a good spread over distance as well. Something new they modeled in, as far as I'm aware. Although the crosshair is really tiny, I don't think you can actually aim through them. On the other hand, with this shotgun, I don't think you really need to aim. And then there's the new vehicles. Of course, there's the new PMC SUV, well, a new one, just the one that came with the DLC, which I can't enter right now because I'm not pleased with my fruit damage. You have this one, which is pretty cool, but I think what's going to rock most people's socks is this one, which has definitely got the coolness factor here, the minigun SUV. I can really imagine people going hot over this. And then there's also a really cute and kind of UFO looking UAV, which is really sweet. There is also a version without the PKT, but I put this one in because now you actually have the view as well, which you don't have in the regular one. KA60, if I have the name right. There are versions with and without M32 grenade launcher. I picked the one with it because the other one is, well, a bit more boring, and this one is better for review purposes. I can just see this kicking absolute ass in all kinds of situations as you're getting into an LZ or out of it, or just providing air support as is. I think you have about you have 6 rounds per clip, which does, require some ammo conservation, but otherwise, it's pretty badass actually. And the first time I actually saw a gun implemented this way in ArmA. Now let's see how this baby flies. At the same time, I want to take a better look at the map because I just want to show more on some of the spots and the things that I haven't really seen on maps. They are missiles. One of the most important aspects of the new map is this huge crater that's just punched a very wide hole in the whole environment, which actually does look pretty cool and can be used for like post-apocalyptic missions and all that. People are into that. And and otherwise just, you know, those disaster areas or nuclear testing. The other thing that I see that I really like, that I really think is really awesome, are these two bridges over dry riverbeds, which is really nice as well. This is one of the first time I actually saw bridges in ArmA2 for its expansion, and it's something that I really like. There's a big trash can over there, I guess. Overall, the height map of this map, I think, work really well for PvP purposes. Just looking at this and all the cover that's available to people, I think player versus player or team versus team scenarios in this map would be really interesting. But for larger combined arms operations, I think this is just not going to work because the map itself is still quite small. Even though it looks smaller in the editor than from the first person perspective, that's true. All in all, I feel that the PMC offers slightly less than British Armed Forces did, and stuff like the campaign being available to non-purchasers of the PMC, which was just included in the patch as well, seems to rub many people the wrong way. While I do not regret spending €9 on this DLC, I cannot wholeheartedly recommend this DLC to everyone. However, if you want to support this, getting the DLC in hopes of getting something better in the future might be the right step to take. However, I think it's a better idea to just go in there and see from a first-person perspective, so we can really see what it's like.